This is Brother Peter Diamond, vaticancatholic.com. During his trip to America, Anti-Pope Francis addressed Jews who were celebrating Yom Kippur. He said, quote, "First of all, I would like to send my greetings to the Hebrew community, to our Jewish brothers, for whom today is a sacred day, Yom Kippur. I hope the Lord brings down his blessings of peace and will keep them in life and holiness, according to the word of the Lord." End quote.
Carissimi fratelli nell'Episcopato,
Dear
prima di
brothers,
tutto
bishops,
io
first of
vorrei
all,
inviare un saluto alla comunità ebrea,
to send my
ai
greetings
nostri
to
fratelli
the Hebrew
ebrei
community,
che oggi
to our
celebrano
Jewish
la festa
brothers,
di Yom Kippur.
for whom today is a
Il
sacred
Signore li
day,
benedica
Yom
con
Kippur.
pace
I hope
e
the Lord brings
li
down his
faccia andare
blessings
avanti
of peace,
nella
and
vita della santità,
will keep them
secondo
in
questo
life
che oggi
and holiness,
abbiamo sentito della sua parola.
according to the word of the
Siate
Lord we have
santi
heard
perché io
today.
sono.
This is quite a heresy. Francis asks the Lord to keep the Jews in holiness. He thus teaches that Jews possess holiness and that their religious practices can keep them in holiness. That is a total rejection of Jesus Christ, Catholic dogma, and the faith of the Catholic Church. It's a dogma that outside of Jesus Christ and the Catholic Church there is no salvation nor remission of sins. Pope Boniface VIII, 1302. That means that there is no holiness or sanctification outside of Jesus Christ and his Church, the Catholic Church. That's a truth of faith. That truth of faith is reflected in many dogmatic pronouncements that deal with the dogma outside the Catholic Church, there is no salvation. Francis's statement repudiates those dogmas, as well as Jesus Christ and the Catholic faith. Moreover, Francis compounds his horrible heresy and apostasy, according to which Jews can have holiness outside of Jesus Christ, by giving this message to Jews as they celebrate Yom Kippur, that is, as they attempt to practice the old law and observe Judaism. By doing so, he rejects numerous other dogmatic statements. For instance, at the Council of Florence, Pope Eugene IV specifically defined as a dogma that people cannot practice the old law or Judaism without committing mortal sin and being in a state of damnation, being in a state that's incompatible with holiness and salvation. The Catholic Church officially teaches that after Jesus Christ came and the gospel was promulgated, one cannot practice the old law or Judaism without committing mortal sin. That's the infallible teaching of the Church. To put it another way, it's as certain that the practice of the old law and Judaism constitutes mortal sin and is incompatible with holiness, as it is that abortion constitutes mortal sin and is incompatible with holiness. Yet, through his heretical teaching, Francis encourages the Jews to commit the aforementioned mortal sin and continue to deny Jesus Christ. Anti-Pope Francis's statement is simply a profession of the condemned heresy that Christ is not the only path to holiness and salvation. He indeed teaches that there are other ways. There are so many huge heresies from Anti-Pope Francis, but in terms of theological significance and how clearly something rejects dogmatic pronouncements of the Church, this statement is one of his worst and more significant heresies, and that's saying a lot. Francis is a manifest heretic. That's not a question. That's a fact. Francis is not the Pope. That's not a question. That's a fact. He doesn't lead the Catholic Church. He's a non-Catholic anti-pope who is leading the prophesied end-times counter-church.